the Daily Wire parted ways with Candace Owens, and part of it was things that she was saying that we felt were strongly anti-Semitic. And she was doing it in such a way that it was kind of hard to pin down. So I was trying to show where these things happen.
Andrew actually rose to the level of defamation when he started claiming that I had actually said things that I had never said. I mean, he flagrantly lies, and I showed that on my platform when he pretended that I did an episode suggesting that Adolf Hitler burning books was a good thing. I wasn't even speaking about Adolf Hitler. It's a nonsense to think that I would do that on my platform. And it's a trick also.
Okay, so apparently Andrew Klavan, like many others, pointed out that she's doing outrageously messed up things, such as...
Do you know which books the Nazis were burning? I was shocked that I never learned throughout that schooling that the brown shirts, the student activists that went around burning a bunch of books, were burning books that they deemed to be Marxist and that they deemed to be overtly sexual.
Yes, the Nazis did not like other political views. That is correct.
The brown shirts were student activists who went around burning a bunch of books. The brown shirts were very famously known not as regular student activists, but as the Nazi paramilitary organization, the Sturmabteilung.
The Storm Division.
Sturmabteilung, the violent paramilitary trying to form a violent militant movement within Germany for the Nazi party, who also went around and conducted several very, very notorious, very well-known acts, killing people, destroying all kinds of property, destroying Jewish shops, burning books, and so on. She just seriously sat there and described these people, the brown shirts, as, the student activists who went around burning books. Student activists. Let's read what Oxford Reference says here. Member of an early Nazi paramilitary organization, the Sturmabteilung, or SA, Assault Division, the brown shirts recruited from various rough elements of society were founded by Adolf Hitler in Munich in 1921, fitted out in brown uniforms reminiscent of Mussolini's black shirts. They figured prominently in organized marches and rallies. Their violent intimidation of political opponents and of Jews played a key role in Hitler's rise to power. Does it so far sound like these were just a bunch of
student activists?
Student activists? No, it doesn't, right? From 1931...
Well, I mean, technically, they had a lot of students, and they're activists, so...
From 1931, the SA was led by a radical anti-capitalist Ernst Röhm. By 1933, it numbered some 2 million, double the size of the army, which was hostile to them. Röhm's ambition was that the SA should achieve parity with the army and the Nazi party and serve as the vehicle for a Nazi revolution in state and society. For Hitler, the main consideration was to ensure the loyalty to his regime of the German establishment and in particular of the German officer corps. Consequently, he had more than 70 members of the SA, including Röhm, summarily executed by the SS in the Night of the Long Knives, after which the revolutionary period of Nazism may be said to have ended. This is an instance where I would say that this is incompetence, ignorance, more than just her vile, dishonest aspect. Because she doesn't know much. She's actually quite ignorant. She doesn't know very much. She learns things from social media.
She learns things from groypers.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
And I'm not sure how in the world she got that whole idea that these were just regular student activists. It's not just deceptive, it's stupid. It's just stupid. It's ignorant.
And she's acting like they're good guys because among the things they're burning, hey, they're burning Marxist stuff. Yeah, they're burning anything that's not in line with the Nazi party.
Yes.
That was their solution. Here's the Nazi party. This stuff disagrees with it. Let's go burn it all. She's like, but look at the great thing. Look at the things they were burning. What a great job, guys. These great student activists who put Hitler in power.
Yeah, but the second aspect of it is also that she actually distributes this false pro-Nazi apologist propaganda that the books they were burning were just books that were morally reprehensible, a bunch of Marxist stuff and overly sexual stuff. That is not what happened. We have endless lists and names of books that were actually burned. Lots of different books on medicine, on art, whatever it is, all across the board were burned. And as said, Jewish books, so books from Jewish authors, were categorically considered for burning and mostly burned. This has nothing to do with just being repulsed by the Marxist and sexual content and then burning them. This is a well-known neo-Nazi, a Nazi apologist propaganda point, which she's repeating here. And to people who are not aware of it, this may sound like, quite innocent, and she's making a moral point here and saying that things weren't actually that bad. And she's also saying that she never really learned this in school. Well, she's the ignorant one. I did learn this in school. I also did learn this later on myself. Lots of people out there do learn this. And they know very well that this is not what happened in Nazi Germany. She's presenting Nazi lies, Nazi apologia. That's what she's doing.
To be Marxist and that they deemed to be overtly sexual. And one of the first and most notorious book burnings was the student-led destruction of the library at the Institute for Sexual Research. That library was founded by a man named Magnus.
Yes. Look at all the other things they burned, by the way. If you want some basic information on things that happened during the Holocaust and during Nazi times, just look at the Holocaust Encyclopedia, United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. It will tell you the actual details with the receipts and the names of everything that actually happened. Here's an actual article on the book burnings. Jewish authors numbered among the writers whose works were burned, among them some of the most famous contemporary writers of the day, such as Franz Werfel, Max Brod, Stefan Zweig. Among the authors whose book students' leaders burned that night were well-known socialists such as Bertolt Brecht, August Bebel, the founder of the concept of communism, Karl Marx, Trickle Bourgeois, and so on. Lots of these people, lots of these books were burned. It wasn't just about sexuality. And the movement wasn't just a student activist group. It was literally part of the paramilitary, with the inclusion of students. That's it. What a
platform. And it's a trick also. It's meant to make people feel emotional. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that she's supporting Adolf Hitler. And I thought it was nasty business. I thought it was extremely nasty business. And, for me, Pierre, it's important for me to state,
I'm not supporting Hitler, I'm just saying that, this thing that he's vilified for was actually not bad because he was actually totally good. But yeah, I'm totally not supporting it. I'm not a fan of Hitler, but
yeah, I have to say, in that clip that she's referring to, it sounded like she's saying, hey, these Nazis aren't as bad as their reputation. They were doing some really good stuff, and we've all been manipulated by the education system into thinking they were really, really bad. Yeah, they may have done some bad things, but they were doing some great things as well. That's what it sounded like.
That's literally what's happening here. Why in the world is she giving a whole speech about how we were deceived and not told the truth about what the Nazis actually did? We were told the Nazis were burning books, but they were actually burning books that were bad.
They were burning bad books.
This is just so dishonest. She's despicable.